Okay, welcome back to our Indigenous Conversations. This is Series 2, Blackfoot Naming. Today we'll be featuring Diana Plume and Pauline Whitegrass.
Okay, historia ko ka Natoyiikiksta'ki, Pauline Whitegrass. Joo tääkin koppua näistä miksi näässä nohtanissa käppi Natoyiikiksta'ki. Minä kokatseni Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki Natoyiikiksta'ki ja mä täpiks kita stay Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki ni ukani especially umi tatsikikkunam tuona tistotui okay tukskäisi niksi muutukiks outa kaatuun ja kukaatsen. Kyllä minä sudan our area, our clan area, and then they do Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki pinan sitä saadaan not sitä vaatsemuikka tobukinan naasiksi, niin sitä piimiksi nokuusinaaniksi, ako kidasokoopisinaani. Ikakakkumaa piini Itssitotsikamoyisa'ksis. Okei, kun sitä piisi akukatseni Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki pinaan. Mitsikin Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki kamukaapiisi kamiikusi takitoi pinaan Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki pinaan. Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki pinaan niksi muutukiiksen itskinaiksen Ukaan ja nyt sitä putsipua, niissä uhtaa peskahpua. Niin mä toka iksokan stupaissa mä toka niissä on kami takitsit joutuu kuina. Takitoidam se sknipi stikissi nohtaaksi puihpi. Ja näin tässä kuhkaan. The reason why I got this name from my grandfather, Chris Bullshields, and it's a very sacred name. It's an offering that we give to the center pole of Wukan, the lodge. We put them around too. A lot of people they do that for their families, to be prayed on and everything like that. And then some of them the Buffalo women, they go around the camps and then they sit in every 4 directions. They sit there. They sit and then people they go to them. They have the offering, and then they pray on them, and then they bless the people that brought these offerings to them. They bless them, and and I think my name is pretty sacred, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm glad that my grandfather gave that to me, and I'm always going to carry it until when I pass. Maybe one of my grandchildren will take it and will carry on, just like I did with my grandson, Trevor. When I gave him that name, Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki, that was my mother's brother, Blue Sparrow, and that's the way it is with every generations here on this reserve and other reserves. That's what we do when we give names, especially the people that has gone before us, and we give them to our kids and our family, each one, our grandfather, all of, we turn around and we give our little ones this is going to be their name, but they have to do a accomplishment for themselves, like Trevor. His nickname was Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki, pretty boy, and that was just only his baby's name. But then after when he joined Brave Dogs, he had to change his name, so we gave him our late uncle Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki, Blue Sparrow. That's what we gave him, and that's the way it is.
This Minichiku, John Carty, is not my biological grandfather, but he raised my dad, Charlie Bullshields. That's my dad. So when I was a year old, Pauline Natoyiikiksta'ki came into the world, and my mother was very young at the time. So my grandmother, Annie Bullshields, offered to take care of me, but we were all in the same tent, living in the same tent, and she offered to take care of me so my mother can take care of Pauline. And so that's the way it was. And this is where my grandpa gave me that name, Minichiku John Carty, Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki, stealing in the middle. And I'm very, very proud of this name. And I have grown up to, I had it when I was very, first born up to now. I'm an elder too at this time. And I'm very, very proud of it. Up to now, as an old lady, I still carry that name. Sometimes when some people would say, "What is your Indian name?" And I would tell them, "Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki." And they would kind of make fun of that name, stealing in the middle. And they would tell me, "So you stole your husband in the middle of stand-up." And it didn't, in a way, it kind of offended me, but then I think again, I am proud of that name. I did steal him in the middle of stand-up.
Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki okukuussinnuuniksi. Yakida takan pinan okimi akukaatsini agitsitsikatawa. No hatte puhtatanan ma nina aaksenikatakissa. And today läpi kimipian niiksi lopussina niiksi okima taaksenikatanaan. And then it vaatsimoi tässä stu lansipäitä pidän niiksi tukskäisen tagitsenikakkinaan. Suka pissi teippuja. Okei. Agitsenikata saakanopa ma nissutan nistua nitsinsikata Anatsipitaki. Pretty evil woman, because ma pita ni tapskuna tapsi ni suna ni tatsumo ikanani toto mi puutuanan mo the eagle put him first. He's a very sacred bird to us natives, and then that's why my granddaughter, pretty eagle woman. So we went to the Sundance, and then we got some dry goods like blankets and stuff like that to pay the person that's going to give her the name, and we pay for that name. We just don't give a name and say, "Oh, this is going to be your name," and that's it. We have to pay for it. So that's what we do. Most of the time, would say, "Well, we should have that name when they have the headdress dance or any other dances." But we'd always tell them, "Saw, we'll have it at the Sundance because that's cheaper." How they pay. So that's what we do. But it's just a way of saying it. But we give them good things too. But over there, you have to pay more things, and then so that's why we use that Sundance. Well, Kainai Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki will add on to what I said.
O kini stua Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki. Takuchichini nitana Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki. That's my grandmother's name, Rosie Small Eyes, and my daughter is Paula Weaselhead. And kay Mama Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki Chikasi. And nichitu chipinani SGCC. That part bundle. I can't remember the.
You have to do
that one.
But it's a medicine.
But it's a medicine pipe. And we owned that pipe the first year. Me and Frank Weaselhead. And me on Mukaki, Ukuari, and my Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki. Thanks to Kaniwa 6 so that they couldn't give my daughter a name, Paula. She was just a toddler at that time. Kanagoka Paula, she was brought in, and then she was, whoever helped her was praying over her, right to Ma Ipatu, the one that started the main person for that bundle opening. That was Larry Plume, and it was Frank Red Crow. Okay, Frank Red Crow didn't know that my grandmother Rosie's name was Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki, and I didn't know what name that Frank had wanted to give his daughter, and then Frank helped Paula and prayed over her, and then he came out and said, "This is Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki." It has something to do with similar to
your name.
almost like my name, Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki. Hers is stay feeling in the middle, something. And I was so surprised when that was given, and I was so honored to have my baby and my only daughter to take my grandmother's name. So that's what Paula was given that name. Up to now, she's still carrying my grandmother's name, but some of the relations are getting mad over that name, saying that they had that name first, but Paula was the very first person, and then to be born to take that place, to take that name. I'm not saying this to offend anybody, but we didn't know Frank Red Crow was gonna give her this name, and then we were all so surprised in that TP, because he didn't even know that was my grandmother's name. So that's how Paula got my grandmother's name. I just want to correct that.
I wanted to add on to this one about these Indian names. The old people, some of them is what, especially like say our great grandfathers, the ones that went to war, against the other natives, and it's what they do and what they accomplish, and that's what they give their children their names. And some of them also give their Indian names. They dream about it. They dream about a name, and then they'll give it to one of the kids or somebody in a ceremony if they're going to change their names. For instance, the new horns now, they have to change their names to a different name, and some of the people that's going to give it to a person that's going to give it to them, it's what they accomplish and what they did and what they see, or they're traveling. Say some rode an airplane and they went overseas, some on a
What they see.
What they see, and then if they on a say on the ocean, some of them they go to Hawaii or something like that, and they go on the ocean, and then they name from there. They name their kids from there too. So it's a lot of ways that us natives to give out names, and very important ways. They won't just call names anything, but we also have baby names. Those baby names, when they're reach, when they, just like for instance my grandson, when he was a pretty boy, that was just an Indian name, Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki, and that's what we called him. That was just a baby name. Then when he joined Brave Dogs up at the Sundance, he had to change that name. And the name that I gave my grandson is our great grandfather, our great uncle. That's our mother's brother. He passed away, and his name was Itssitotsikamoyisa'ki. That's Blue Sparrow. That's what I gave my son for because that was our uncle's name, to keep it going because he passed away. Yeah.
That was great. Hope you enjoyed their sharings and their knowledge. Check out another story by Jessica on our digital stories page.